Hello, you beautiful nerds. Welcome to the Drug Banthas podcast, where we talk about sci-fi, fantasy, horror, and all the popular art that we love. Also, we do it drunk.
Mostly, only mostly drunk.
I'm joined, as always, by my co-host and brother Bill. How you doing?
Hey, how y'all doing out there? It's your country cousin's favorite cousin, Bill. I'm out here halfway hungover, halfway drunk.
It's that sweet spot in between your ear.
So I do want to apologize, you know what I'm saying? First off, to everybody who watches the show, we have not been consistent with this portion of our YouTube channel, and we will be more consistent. We specifically haven't been consistent with this show, The Warrior. Or not The Warrior. I guess it's just Warrior.
Just drop the. It's cleaner.
Right.
We missed the last week with our episode 8 recap, and we had a little vacation, so we're a little late with the episode 9 recap. But we are here now to talk about both of the last 2 episodes.
Yeah,
in case
man.
you haven't noticed, we were talking about the special show from the mind of film legend Bruce Lee, Kung Fu Max original drama series Warrior, season 3, episode 8 and 9.
Episode 8 and 9.
So excited to get into the show. I'm so to say, I'm so happy that we discovered this show. It's not a very popular show.
We're the ones that have made it popular.
Yeah, I mean,
we're the reasons that is getting a season 4.
That's what I heard.
Without us,
there was a special.
There would be no show. Actually, like we pretty much make sure this whole show happens.
Yeah, I heard that there's gonna be a special thanks in the last episode that says, special thanks to Drunk Banthas. You guys are incredible.
Yeah. I think that's gonna happen. I don't think that they're lying to us when they told us that.
In all seriousness, we do both love this show, and we hate how unpopular it is, considering how amazing it is.
Absolutely.
But we do appreciate that there's this great show out there that's doing great storytelling, great action, and has great representation all across the board. But before, let's go ahead and get into it.
Yeah, great representation. We represent them.
yeah, we represent them, and we're pretty good about that.
Yeah.
But,
shout out to everybody out there that's on the cast. There's too many people to shout out right this second. But let's get started, man. Alex, can I ask you a question? Mm-hmm. Can we talk about what we're talking about?
We surely can. Let's start with episode 8. You know when you're losing a fight. And this episode starts out not a fight, but love. This episode's all about love.
Kind of a fight too.
Oh no! How does the episode? Oh yeah, that's right. Because there's a bit of sparring at the beginning.
Is that a thing? Put it in the comments. I don't know. Is that cultural?
Yeah. I was do you have to do a little bit of fighting at the beginning of your wedding?
This show is full of actual real life Asians people. So I don't know if you know that, Alex. So they might have actually. I'm gonna go with it is traditional.
Yeah, I mean, at least within maybe just tong weddings, if it's two gangsters getting together. It's just
two gangsters walk into a bar. That's funny.
But yeah, 2 gangsters walk into a bar. Only one of them leaves. Mai Ling and Lee Wong, it's their wedding day. And Assam is there, and is played by Andrew Koji.
Is there a wedding song?
There is a wedding song, which I'm glad that you mentioned
It's
that.
our let's get married. That's it, right?
Yeah, I think they do play Jagged Edge.
Meet me at the altar, girl. We might as well do it. That's such an unromantic song. Bitches love that song.
Girls
love the stupidest songs. Girls love songs and think that they're romantic, even though they're not romantic. He's telling you we might as well.
Yeah,
do it. We've been knowing each other. We've been slapping cheeks for the past 4 months. You be over here all the time. We might as well get
any younger.
Yeah, I mean, your thighs ain't gonna do that. We get bigger. We might as well do it now while we both look good.
It's what are we doing here? But yeah,
that's a whole other podcast. I could do a whole podcast on that.
It's Mai Ling and Lee Wong's wedding. Assam is there, obviously because it's his sister, but you could tell on his face that he's got mixed feelings about the whole thing. I'm feeling kind of the same way. I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop and Myling to do some shady shit, but he does give her a little wink.
Well, you didn't have to wait long. Well, you actually just had to wait to the end of this episode.
Yeah. Shit does end up going down later on. And some shit goes down with a toy as well.
A toy.
What did you think of this cool, this pretty cool fight scene in the middle of the wedding where she gets jumped by this basically, he's a pimp, basically, right?
Yeah, no, he's a pimp. It's not no basically, he's a pimp, and he thought he could handle her like he handled his hoes. And quickly he figured out she'll bite off your nose. Yes.
We got Bullhorn in the building.
Yes. Let me tell you something. She took a little midnight snack on his nose, man. That's crazy, dog. And then, of course, her fans have blades on them. Like, she don't have regular fans. She's got in OnlyFans. She got real fans.
Yeah,
she tore their ass up with the katana looking ass blades.
Yeah, she was nice with it. And I like the moment where Assam rolls up and he's like, "Oh, you already took care of this."
You okay? Like, I feel stupid asking, but are you all right?
Are you good? And I thought it was a good character moment for a toy too, because we see that she is, she's gotten to a stronger place emotionally, physically. She's better than she was, which I think is definitely going to play a big part considering what happens at the beginning of the next episode. But we'll get to all that craziness
breaking
later.
My heart.
Oh man, yeah, sad story.
You're breaking my heart, Lisa.
And then later we see back with the white folks. Buckley is sworn in as mayor and delivers a rousing anti-Chinese speech.
Yep.
And Leary sees this as an opportunity to get his stupid Irish the two Irish boys, get them out of jail.
You wanted to say Irish niggas. You was about to say he got these two Irish niggas. Didn't know how to say it. I know, it's crazy. You don't know how to say it.
Everybody see that scene from Die Hard with a Vengeance. It's like Samuel L. Jackson is like, "You was gonna call me a nigga, weren't you?" I heard you.
I was gonna call you an asshole. All right, you happy?
So two young Irish assholes. Like Leary's trying to get them out of jail. What did you think of just this scene? Because this is kind of the beginning of the shift or the wedge being drawn between Leary and Strickland. There are two.
Yeah, Strickland is a antagonists. Cunt. And I think I said it on this show. Like Strickland, Leary is going to learn that Strickland is a fucking cunt, and he is not to be trusted, and he's going to learn it the hard way.
Yeah, I think you did mention that.
And that's coming to fruition in this episode, like making itself very known that he intends to get what his best interest is out of everyone who he works with.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So Leary, thinking he was different or he was being treated different somehow, I don't know. Maybe he just, he got deep. Whitey will do that. Whitey will, best magicians is white. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll give y'all that. I ain't never gonna say the best basketball player is white. I can't say the best golfer is white, right? Like, I gotta say, but I gotta say, y'all have the best magicians, whites, and they will take it, Alex. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna sing the song today. Y'all can get it on our new album that's coming out, the Drug Banthas album.
Yeah, absolutely.
Put that out, but Whitey will take it, man. This is crazy. So oh man, I almost broke out into the song, so I had to calm down.
He pulled out the harmonica. got myself in key.
But I can't wait to see how much more of that relationship develops. But also Buckley, you know what I'm saying? Like, things might just fall apart in the way that Buckley needs them to, so he doesn't end up held by the balls, owing people favors.
Yeah. Yeah, because Buckley isn't the type to owe people shit anyway, and with him and his like supervillain wife that he's or supervillain girlfriend that
his
he's
Harley
dealing with
Quinn
now. Yeah, his she's straight up Harley.
Yeah,
the
totally.
to
It's his
Joker.
Harley Quinn for sure.
But yeah, I doubt he's going to take any of this lying down, and especially it's probably going to be a lot easier to combat these two with Leary and Strickland ending up being at odds by the end of episode 9. But we'll get to that later. Let's talk about Bill and Leary working together, because Leary is still trying to get these two Irish assholes out of jail. So they run up on the Bill and Leary run up on the jail and ask Atwood, or actually no, they don't ask Atwood to get him out. They try to like sneak him out, and then Atwood catches him and he challenges him to a fisticuffs for, for the freedom of these assholes. What did you think of this whole scene?
Well, I thought, oh, how convenient. You don't pick the one nigga who was in there who whoop your motherfucking ass. You pick Bill.
Right, yeah.
Old drunk ass Bill.
Yeah, Leary would have ended this pretty quick.
Oh, man. It looked like he was waiting on him to ask him too, like, oh, yeah, okay, yeah, you want somebody to fight. All right, I'm gonna fight you. But then he's asked Bill to do it, and I was like, you better step in, Leary. This is ridiculous, man. Don't let Bill go out like that. All the Bills in the world, man, we trying to support this motherfucker, man.
Right.
I don't like it. You know,
Uncle Baby Big Bill coalition.
Yeah, man. So look, I love that fight scene though. You know, Bill, he dominated the fight. I know y'all probably don't feel that way, but you know the way he kept hitting his face into dude's fist. That's a good strategy. You know, that's how you catch your opponent off guard. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Motherfucker, arms be tight. Ooh, arms be like noodles. Just from you running your face right into his fist hundreds of times. And then you catch him off guard and you bop, 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 bop. You go to whooping his ass because you fresh.
Right, yeah, this is
Fresh.
it's old.
I call it the Bruce Willis or Will Smith method of fighting.
Right. In the words of Agent J, that's how I fight.
That's how I fight.
And probably a great line and probably the worst Men in Black movie. But, you know, that's a podcast for another time. But during...
Gotta do that.
We gotta put the Men in Black movies on. Does it hold up?
My God. Does it hold up?
Oof.
Is that a Christmas movie?
I think one of them does take place during Christmas. I haven't seen 2 or 3 in a really long time. Who has time for the Hemsworth Men in Black movie?
There's a fourth. That's the fourth one.
Yeah. Who has time?
You don't have to say the Hemsworth movie. You can say the fourth one. This is so disrespectful.
Well, I can say the fourth one. People will be like, "Oh, what's the fourth? I don't remember them making a fourth one with Will."
Oh.
But yeah, then we later on during the marriage ceremony, Kong Pak, aka Jimmy Lee, takes Lee Wong aside and is like, "Hey, the elders of Long Zi Tong are, you know, kind of hoping that you'll take the reins on this shit."
Yo, they like, yo, you a nigga, she a bitch. Yo, make it work. Like, take control of your family, nigga. Put the pants on, nigga. Who really runs this household? You know, that's what they're basically saying to him.
Yeah, this does have some like Game of Thrones vibes, because like they're pretty much saying like, well, now that
House
you're
of
married,
Dragon.
Yeah, House of the Dragon. If we're talking about better shows, well, you know, it's just one season, but yeah, like
everybody has time to fuck.
Yeah,
including this show. I doubt it though.
Yeah, I doubt it. But yeah, it's like they're basically saying, well, now that you're married to her, you're the king. Like, she's not the leader of the Tong no more.
Right.
You know, penises.
Took it right out of my mouth. Well, pause. That's a pause for sure.
Penises Trump vagina. I'm not subscribing to that Paul shit, but
I'm just not fixing to say over here and say a penis popped out of my mouth. That's what I'm not about to say. Like, I'm definitely not about to say you did it without saying something afterwards.
But yeah, like what did you think of this scene? Like, I feel like Joe Taslim does some incredible acting in these 2 episodes. But what did you think? That's Lee Wong. That's
Sub-Zero. I know.
Sub-Zero.
But you gotta give the people. See, the audience may not know.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But what did you
also,
think?
I may not know. So you better say it.
So you never know. Yeah, like, what did you think of his performance in this moment? You know, being confronted by the Tong or by the elders and his best friend Jimmy Lee. What did you think of this moment?
He should have not. He should have told them to go fuck themselves. I feel like he was very nice. Mm-hmm. Like, yes, you all have a great day. I'm gonna go to my wife.
Right.
Kind of like, I'm gonna pretend like this didn't happen. Mm-hmm. I'll see y'all later.
Right.
Maybe y'all had a little bit too much to drink. You know, maybe, but this is my goddamn wedding. Like,
so y'all are really bumming me out right now.
Only reason I ain't hit you in your throat right now, you see. Usually I hit niggas in their throat. And then he did that little anger face.
Right, yeah.
And then he did he does this. He'll do the anger face and then he'll relax and start kind of smiling. And that's when you know he finna whoop some ass.
Right. Yeah, there was one line he had in this scene where he was like, I think it was Jimmy Lee who was saying, you know, we're looking out for you and for her, really, this decision for you to take over. And he does that face that you're talking about, and he's like, oh, she'll be moved by your concern. I thought that was like the smoothest shit.
Yeah, he was like that.
Yeah, I'm sure that she's very moved by the fact that you care so much about her. Yes.
And then he was like, I'm sure she'll be thrilled with you about your concern. Nigga, if a nigga really run up on you looking like that, people in the audience, people listening, people watching, if somebody ever runs up on you and they do that, they get all angry and then they smile, run. Start running. Don't wait to find out if they actually have a weapon.
Start apologizing. If you got some money, throw that out. Just
run. If you start apologizing, you've already wasted too many like words and time to just run. Like,
that's
just
precious
run.
Escaping time.
Precious escaping time. I don't know what your 40 looks like. I don't know what y'all running on the 40-yard dash, but you got to make sure you run and get the fuck out of it.
Gotta split the seas.
Split the seas, jive turkey.
Yeah, and then we get the crazy scene. This is basically speaking of Game of Thrones, this is a bread wedding in and of itself. Mai Ling and Lee Wong are getting it on, but as that's happening, it's intercut with it. This is what, like, another thing that this show does well. Kind of Game of Thrones did it well at the beginning too. Is just what we call sex position, where we have their sexiness and they get to show their fleshy, horny scenes.
Which sex position?
Oh man, check it. But leave it in the comments what sex positions were seen in this scene. But yeah, like while this is happening, we're getting intercut with assassination of all the elders. Mai Ling has put the hit out on all the elders. What did you think of this savagery going down?
I wish this was like in the 70s, so they could have been playing like some cooler music during that scene. Like,
yeah,
that scene needed like some Bob Seger, or it needed some like
right.
It needed Freebird playing.
Yeah,
you know, like that
was a very Martin Scorsese type scene where it's like you expect like a great needle drop. Yeah,
because and look, if anybody from the show is watching, that is nothing but a compliment. Shout out shout out to the director and shout out to the director of photography. They did a great job doing that scene. Like,
absolutely.
Shout out to all the gangsters all the guys who was playing actors who was like throwing niggas off balconies. And shit.
Shut the fuck up. Guess who directed this episode?
Who?
Wait, sorry. Let me just make sure that I got this right.
Yeah, man, don't be giving me false information.
Sorry,
this ain't
my bad,
Fox News.
Yeah.
We got journalistic integrity right here at the Drunk Banthas.
The Drunk Banthas. Yeah, episode 8 was directed by Hoon Lee, who is the actor who plays Chow on this show. Shout outs to Chow.
Shout outs to Chow, who was also in DMV. With Rosario
DMZ?
Dawson. DMZ.
Yeah.
I was at the DMV. He was in DMZ.
He's a great actor. He's great on this show. Apparently he's a good, director. He knows how to point
He's a great director, man. That was a good scene, man. I wonder if he I wonder if he was like going for a Scorsese moment.
Right. Yeah. I could definitely see that, because a lot of things from this show in general are very much influenced by gangster shows. We talk about Game of Thrones a lot when we're talking about this show, and I've mentioned Sons of Anarchy, but yeah, this specifically did have a Martin Scorsese vibe, which I didn't even think about that at the time.
Most our lives living in a gangster's paradise.
And
I can sing, but I've decided I'm not gonna actually sing any on the show anymore. It's like way too free.
So y'all gonna have to pay me for that shit.
Yeah, man. All y'all getting is this whack noodle dick.
But honestly, I thought that's where this episode was gonna end, and we were just gonna have to figure out what happened next episode later, because
next time on Dragon Ball Z.
Because Jimmy Lee, we all know Jimmy Lee is not gonna get killed in the night like some punk. But he shows up later on and confronts Mai Ling, and Lee Wong, that's his girl. He defends her,
even though he was upset about her trying to kill his best friend.
Yeah, like beyond just her her killing all the elders, which he obviously has certain loyalty to. He didn't even want to speak
for. I don't think it's loyalty to as much as it was reverence for.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Respect. Like he walked Father June back to his house, when he was all crazy and trying to kill everybody. Like,
that's true. Yeah. He's got a deep respect.
Respect. He's got honor, as they would say.
Because he wouldn't even, like you mentioned before, he wouldn't even talk greasy to him earlier when when they brought up the idea of taking over for Mai Ling. But what did you think of this fight scene? Because not only is in my opinion, the choreography is incredible, but there's just such huge emotional stakes, and both of these actors doing incredible physical and emotional performances. Like, what did you think of just how all this came together?
It came together like butt cheeks. That's my official analysis. What did you ask me?
What did you think of the fight scene in general? Just like the emotionality, the physicality.
The fight scene was crazy, man. It was like, I thought, man, for 2 seconds I thought he was gonna lose the fight. I was like, damn,
oh shit,
okay,
yeah.
Sub-Zero gonna lose to Jimmy Lee? Dog, that'd be wild.
That'd be crazy.
That would be wild. But it would have possibly been a good choice for like moving on, or maybe he didn't kill him, but he beat his ass, and then like create another split between the tongues, and now we got 3 sides of a coin somehow. I don't know. I just made up that. I mean, that was not good, but. You guys know what I'm saying. They would have a more adversity to face. Maybe it would have been better, but I think they did a good job with that. And him having to kill his best friend and then scream at his wife, his new wife, like, yo, that was crazy. And she was right
heart-wrenching.
to when he comes back, she was right to be afraid if he was going to kill her. But I think that's the next episode.
That is the next episode. But yeah, like it's such a great performance from Joe. Like, that the emotionality in that scream and just how he was like just holding his best friend, how hard he had to fight to. Like it's just there's so much going on in that scene, which with those three characters, they're all acting their asses off. That's the Emmy Award winning scene right there. Come on, what else do you want, Hollywood?
Hollywood.
But the episode,
the fuck's wrong with y'all? What do you want?
What do you want?
I'll tell you what
White
Hollywood
people,
wants. I'll tell you what Hollywood wants. They want to get paid more. Because you know who Hollywood really is, people?
That's a good point.
It's the writers. It's the actors.
Tell them.
It's the crew people. It's the producers. It's the people who actually make stuff.
That's true.
And not the studios executives who make millions and millions of dollars a year to count money.
Yeah, it's like it's a shame where the people who actually create the shit from the bottom to the top, like as far as like creatives go, like it's a shame that these people don't get paid what they're worth. But that's man.
But who does?
Right.
We forgot to talk about how Bill got a promotion at his job.
Yeah, he got a promotion, but yeah, he pretty much quickly decided to ignore that shit and roll with Leary to break the boys out.
Well, I wouldn't say ignore it. Like, he didn't ignore it. He just decided to help him out. Right?
Yeah, I mean, but things kind of move pretty fast, because in the next episode, well, actually, we'll get to that later. But
this one last thing, I think, is what we have to talk about for this episode, which is Father June trying to kill.
Oh yeah, that's
young
right.
June.
Yeah, we got two things. Well, yeah, because the other thing we could just talk about at the beginning of episode 2. Mm-hmm. But young June and Father June have this really crazy scene where the infection is still fucking with Father June. He tries to attack young June with a knife in the middle of the night, and he kind of just breaks down after he comes to his senses. What did you think of this moment? Because it kind of seems like, as the title of the episode goes, when you're losing a fight, seems like young Father June is losing this fight to the infection.
Well, he says that. He says, I've been in enough scraps in my life to know when I'm losing a fight.
Right. Yeah.
Or he says, when you've been in as many scraps as I've been in, you know when you're losing a fight.
Yeah. And another great example, just like I love the dialogue of the show, the way people talk, scrapping, dicing, sticky, itchy onion, like all this shit is just like, it's not, you won't hear any of this shit in other shows. So I like that it has its own style.
Definitely.
But
it's like a real version of Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah. It's just has its own vernacular like that. And then we got episode 9. Well, at the end of episode 8 kind of just goes straight into episode 9. Lai has infiltrated Strickland's home.
Friend of the show. Yeah, she actually commented and liked some of our stuff. Shared the story.
Oh, she shared the story? Oh, okay, right on. Yeah. She's been great. But what did you think of this opening fight scene in episode 9 between Lai and Strickland?
I thought it was cool, but it was pretty clear that they were going to kill her, so I didn't really appreciate that.
Right.
That was one of my favorite characters, even though she never said a word.
Yeah, she did.
She was one of my favorite characters on the show, be honest. I was kind of pissed. Not for nothing, I was kind of mad.
Yeah, it was by the way, actress's name is Jenny Ayumi Umbahao. I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong. South African stunt woman, dancer, gymnast, activist, and actress. She is awesome. She's had a great performance this whole show.
She's a dope stunt woman,
right? Like some of the shit that she's done on the show it's just been incredible, and this fight scene is not any different. What did you think of this fight scene? Did you think it was believable? Strickland pulling out the cutlass, and because apparently according
to
this,
he has a cutlass. That's not time period friendly, is it? It's not accurate. We'd be driving around in a cutlass,
diamond in the back.
No, yeah.
Sorry.
What I was just gonna say. I found it realistic, only because he cheated.
Yeah,
he hit the bitch in the face with a goddamn vase. Like, we weren't doing that, man. I could have been hitting you with like ninja stars or something, man. You fucking hit in the face with a goddamn vase.
Yeah, bad form, as fucking Rufio would say. That shit is not cool. And then she ends up losing the fight to Strickland.
And I still thought she was alive all the way to the point where they showed her body dead on the bed. I was like, nah, she's still alive.
Even when she was on the bed, I was like, she's just sleeping. She's just
sleeping. She's just sleeping. Y'all just need to give her some more time. Y'all don't let nobody do nothing. Y'all just be rushing everybody around here. You need to give some people some time.
Just calm down. Slow down, goddammit.
Just stop.
But yeah, it's an unfortunate situation. But
unfortunate situation.
Like
it really happened.
But I did really love this.
Just some of them sad moments, man. You realize life is short.
Life is short.
When you on a television program.
But I did like the moment between Nelly and Toy where they there's hardly any dialogue. They just kind of look at each other and they share a line. I can't even remember what the line was, but it's very apparent that goes, okay, we're planning to kill this guy and take everything.
She said,
right?
She deserves justice.
Right.
No, she said she deserves vengeance or something.
I think it was justice.
Justice, or she deserves justice. And she deserves justice. And then Toy says, justice comes in many ways. And then she said, yes.
Right.
Yeah, dog. I was like, that's a little bit of a modern phrase.
Right.
Or back and forth.
Right. Yeah.
Who was just who would say that back then? Nigga would be so confused. A toy would be like, yes, what?
But what are we talking about?
Who? What happened?
But I did like.
Is this a gap of translation? Is this mixed in?
Yeah, it's is there something getting lost in translation? I did just like how it showed sort of the chemistry between these two characters, because they do obviously have feelings for each other, and they've also, because there is a language barrier sort of, because Nelly does know Cantonese, but Atoy doesn't really know English that well.
She does.
I mean, she does, but they have like that broken English shit that they have her.
Everybody do that because they explain it in the first episode,
right? I did enjoy just like that look where they could just both understand each other really, really well, and you could tell that just that they're both on the same page moving forward on this, like just that very, very short exchange. But then after the night where Mai Ling effectively eradicates all of her detractors from the ranks of the Long Z, she discovers that she now has to be concerned about what Li Yong might do to her. What did you think of this scene where Li Yong shows up? Who knows what he was about to say to her?
Who knows?
Because his mood shifts pretty quickly after he knows that Mai Ling has bodyguards. What did you think of this?
I think he was going to say sorry.
You think so?
I think he was gonna say, "I'm sorry, I yelled at you," but also I'm mad. Why'd you do that? Why you make me kill my best friend? She's like, I tried not to. I think that was gonna happen, but these bodyguards, and I like that scene because they them niggas was scared. They ain't want damn parts. They was they looked back at her like, you said he was gonna stop. You said he wasn't gonna. You said we just had to stand here, and then he wasn't gonna do nothing. Then you said he would go back. You said he was gonna turn. You said turn around. That's what you said.
Yeah, it's another great moment where there's not even a lot of dialogue. Where Joe grabs the initial guy, and then all the other guys kind of like look over at my ling. He's like, do you really want us to fight him? Because we're gonna lose.
Now I'm telling you, they turned around like, you said he wasn't gonna hit us.
It's like, yeah, they say all of that with just a look. Like,
just a look.
It's great.
And backing up.
Right.
Like, he grabbed one dude. You think this is the time where I can take advantage. Right. But nobody had that thought. Everybody backed up. You know, that's the time you rush a nigga. That's the perfect time to jump him. Nope. Not gonna do that. Yeah. I mean, my leg, I like both of my legs.
that fear do something to you.
I've heard about dislocated shoulders, and I don't think I'm made to deal with that kind of pain.
I don't want none of that mess.
No, sir. See, my cousin had his shoulder fall out of place 3 weeks ago, and he died. he died from his shoulder out of place? No, he died from pneumonia, but you understand, like, I'm not built to have my shoulder dislocate. So yeah, they didn't want to fight him at all.
Yeah, they didn't want that.
He did have a touching moment where he was like, "You think I would hurt you?" And my ling was crying as I'm like, hell yeah, I thought you was gonna hurt me, nigga. You went crazy.
Yeah, you killed someone in front of me. You start screaming and shit. I don't know,
nigga. You
what I did
might
was pretty
kill
fucked up too.
everybody in this room, nigga.
Yeah, her. You can see how she could be afraid because she's like, what I did was fucked up. I can see why you would be mad, but also at the same time, he is one of the kindest people on the show. Like, he doesn't have any ambition for like grandeur. He doesn't want to lead the tong.
He got honor.
Yeah, he has honor, and we see him take off the long Z. Jacket as he's leaving. So do you feel like this is him like sort of quitting?
I don't know. What if him and Assam are quitting?
That'd be interesting. Yeah,
because we do have a situation where I don't even remember a girl's name, but she's also also a friend of the show.
Yeah, she's a newer character. I forget what her name is.
I don't like her character. I don't mean she's doing a great job. The actress is. I just don't like her character. Just mainly how they're making her interact with Assam. But from what we can tell, she's going to be, or she was arrested because they found her chop, her fake chop.
Oh yeah.
Back of, sorry, if y'all are watching, chop is money in this show. So yeah, they found her chop, man, and they had to take her ass to jail. So she's in the feds right now, doing fed time. They're gonna deport her ass back to China.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of this character either. Just mainly what they do with her sometimes. Like I did like her at the beginning because it seemed like she had some attitude, she had some agency, but the more like just super lovey-dovey it gets between Assam and her, the more it just seems evident that she's gonna die. Like when they have normal relationships in TV shows and movies, it seems like the relationship is gonna last a little bit longer. But when it's so romanticized and like
unrealistic.
Yeah, us against the world. Yeah, like shit. Like it's like, oh well, someone's definitely gonna die.
Let me tell y'all a secret. This is what we do on the Drunk Banthas. We divulge a little peek or behind the curtain.
Mm-hmm.
Anytime you see a character in a television show or a movie who is talking a lot, especially about what they gonna do in the future, that person is gonna die.
This is my last job.
That person gonna die.
Girl. Found ourselves a nice plot of land out on about 2 hours from here. We can come back and visit anytime. You should come and see us.
What you think gonna happen to him, ladies and gentlemen?
Dead.
He gonna die.
Who saw that coming? Who saw where that came from? Oh man, I can't wait to do Black Dynamite.
And they have this moment too. They have that moment in this show. Like Assam and her have that moment where they're just like, we're gonna get on that train, and we're never gonna look back. God damn.
Absolutely.
That shit was but yeah, that's kind of lame. Like, it's so predictable. Like,
yeah,
I don't know.
And
but speaking of jail, looks like at the beginning of this episode that Bill is Big Bill. He going to jail for whooping up on the chief.
Oh yeah, that's what it looks like.
But it turns out he whooped up on the chief so bad, this nigga can't even talk. This nigga can't even get up. He at the hospital. He fucked up.
Yeah.
Bill fucked his ass up. They might have fucked him up a little bit more after he whooped him. They just went in there and whoop.
Right.
Whoop,
He's like, hey, man, I don't fucking like you. This is my chance. And
even the niggas who liked the chief fucking didn't snitch on Bill. They was like, hey, you win some, you lose some.
Mm-hmm. And I think it plays to like the because I'm sure that a lot of the police officers kind of look down on him because it's like, hey man, you made this. Even the guys who were on his side, like you said, it's like, hey, you made this wager, and now you're trying to like go back on it and lie and say that he like attacked you. Like I'm not backing that shit.
No,
I can see that.
Put another Irishman in jail. Yeah, and he didn't care about them. He kept calling them mix.
Right.
So,
super racist.
Super racist. I like how he said, I'm a real American or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, you are. You're a cunt, dickhead, asshole, white motherfucker. Ripe for the time period there. Like, not saying that's how people are everywhere, all the time.
But we know they're out there. Come on.
And they were out there way deeper than they are now.
Right. Yeah. This is the prototype right here.
Yeah,
Atwood.
Actually, every American white man in this show is that prototype. Mm-hmm. You got Sterling or Starling or Stetson.
Which one is
the white dude?
Strickland, yeah.
Strickland.
Yeah.
Look at that. That's a white man name right there, boy. Old white man name. Strickland.
This is a strict land. I will treat my niggas a very specific way.
Strictly is how I'm going to treat them. Treat them strict.
Speaking of Strickland, actually.
He's a dickhead on the one side as far as being rich. And then you got, the fucking police being assholes because they're just like, we don't like foreigners. So yeah, very good to get that nigga out. Buckley needs a new chief, so Bill becomes the chief. And it's good times. He don't have to go back to being an accountant.
Yeah, and I like the little moment where he gets the okay from his wife to do it because that's essentially why he quit. One of the reasons why he quit, because his wife is telling him to quit for so long.
Yep.
But she gives him the nod, and he's like, yes, sir, I'm your man.
Yeah, I think also, that was a pretty big moment in this episode, but I think the second, maybe the first or second biggest moment was when Father June asked young June to put him out of his misery, to euthanize him.
Father June's death, that was a big moment. He wanted to go out. The doctors, said that they couldn't really do anything for him, and he's like, "Hey, I want you to killed me like you should have done when you took over the Tong in the first place. Which I do appreciate this moment more than like if he would have killed him to take over the Hopway.
Yeah, over like yeah.
But what did you think of this moment? Because man, like both actors have been stellar this whole series. But yeah, I just think this was a great moment for both of them. Jason Tobin and let me find the actor who plays Father June. Damn,
friend of the show.
Right. But actually, while I'm looking it up, what did you think of this scene?
Scene was crazy. It was wild, dog. I was like, I don't know if I could stab my dad in the neck. You know, right? Regardless of our relationship with each other, I'm gonna just stab this nigga in the neck. I'm definitely not using my knife. Every time I look at this knife, stab my daddy with this knife.
Right, yeah. I guess I'm gonna go cry now.
I don't know. Maybe it's good motivation if you want to like go to stabbing people to death. Be like, I had to stab my daddy with this knife.
Yeah, every time you pull it out, you just have a blinding rage. Perry Young as Father June.
Shout out to Perry.
Did you say he was a musician too?
Yeah, he's a musician. Plays the flutes.
Talented motherfucker.
Plays with many flutes. Come on this show, Perry, man. Come on. Perry. Come on, man.
Come on.
Been a minute since we seen you, man. You know what I'm saying? Also, one of the most phenomenal, probably the best actor on this show. I mean, it's him and Chow.
Yeah.
To me.
Oh, yeah. Chow's another really great one.
It's him and Chow.
Yeah, man. I have to think about it. Yeah, I like Hatoy. I like Mai Ling's voice a lot too. I don't know. She's really, really great. I mean, yeah, I have to think about who my favorite is. Damn, I never thought about that. Who is my favorite on this show? Oh, God.
I'm not saying who your favorite is. I'm saying who is objectively just the best.
Right? Yeah, who's like has the best performance. Yeah, I have to get back.
Because everybody doesn't get enough chances. I mean, may not get enough chances to express that. Right. And I think Chow is one of those people. Like you see him, but you see him sparingly. Mm-hmm. And when you see him, he only has so long to get your ass.
Right. Yeah.
And every single one of his scenes are like powerful.
Yeah. And he does have a good moment between him and Lee in this episode too, where they Lee is trying to investigate the whole counterfeit money situation, and Chow he's like, yo, you're funny. You have morals sometimes you don't. Like that monologue was great. To your point, yeah, he really did his thing on that shit.
Yeah, that was a great way to bring in a story about Lee, or mention Lee in this episode, because we don't really get a lot of him. But
yeah,
what we do get is a little bit of our buddy Goku.
Actually, yeah, I wanted to talk about this, real quick, because we haven't talked a lot about Hong's relationship with Marcel, the nightclub singer, because I
have nothing but jokes. Marcel is the first joke.
Marcel. Yeah, they haven't done a lot with their relationship other than just like, hey, Hong has a boyfriend, which I thought it was cool that they acknowledged it in this episode without making it a thing. It's just like, oh yeah, Hong has a boyfriend.
Yeah, I mean, for those who don't know, San Francisco used to be like the epicenter for gay people. It was like the safe haven for gay people,
right?
Or Safe Gaven. Shout out to
Safe Gaven.
Yeah, shout out to black gay internet dude.
Oh yeah. Man, we have to have him back on the show.
This is his safe haven. Anytime you want to come over, you can be gay here safely.
Yeah, this is a safe space.
Well, not like that though.
But yeah, I did like this episode, or this moment in this episode though, because they don't do much with his relationship with him, just beyond him just having a boyfriend. But I did like the idea that Hong is so, he's always so happy and jovial and kind, and he's Goku. But you still see in this moment that he's still traumatized by the way he's been treated by the police, and even
the
in
way
this
his
time,
mama treated him.
Wait,
No, I'm
with the way what treated him?
I said, and the way his mama treated him.
Mama, why? And yeah, like even in this time, like you mentioned in San Francisco, like there is kind of like a haven for queer people, but at that same time, we have people who are are being blind or ignorant to what is going on all the time. So there is this divide in between these two characters, and that kind of just like what pulls them apart. I thought that was a really nice way to just like wrap up their storyline or whatever.
Definitely,
because at first I was like, what is the point of this relationship other than he's got a boyfriend? But I thought it was a great way to tie that up.
Well, speaking of tying it up, you know what you tie up? You tie up dynamite when you're going to blow up things. You like that? That was a terrible segue. And we get some shit tied up with stuff. Dynamite. They use some dynamite and they blow up some bridges. So Leary goes into a bar. An Irishman walks into a bar and he asks another Irishman, hey, I need your sons to do some crimes for me.
After he discovers that he's been manipulated by Strickland, he refuses, and after Strickland refuses to replace the Chinese workers with the Irish workers like he promised, Leary and the two Irish assholes, they blow up the bridge. And Strickland doesn't take too kindly to that, so they send a few people
it was
over.
crazy. Strickland basically just Leary's like, "Hey man, I need you to get my workers to work," and Strickland told him, "No, I wasn't never gonna ever do that." Yeah, man, I wasn't never gonna do that.
Oh yeah, I wasn't gonna do that shit.
Hell no.
Which I think that is very telling, because Strickland, I'm sure he's done this a million times before with a million other deals, but people just kind of take it because they have to, because he's never really dealt with a gangster before.
That is rape.
Yeah, that is rape. That is fine. That is business rape. That
commits.
That Strickland commits
every day,
day-to-day basis. And this
and y'all just let people do that back in the day. Come on, anybody who was living in the 1860s, put it in the comments. This is how y'all was letting white folks just roll.
And I'm sure like we see this kind of stuff happen in shows like The Wire and shit, where just like whoever has the most power. The golden rule: whoever has the gold makes the rules, as they say. So it's
bars.
But he ain't never rolled up with a gangster before. So like, are you excited about how things are gonna build between Leary and Strickland? Because this is
Strickland said
object.
That bridge will be back up in less than a month. Well, I'll blow it up too. I'll blow that bridge up too. I'll blow up all your shit. Matter of fact, I just start blowing up Asian people. Matter of fact, I'll just blow this motherfucker up next week. How about that?
It's like,
you like coming in here, brother, every day around 3:00? Yeah.
I'll just come down and sit here, have lunch with you, and tell you about everything I blew up.
Right.
And he's like, and I'm Irish, so you can't arrest me.
That's right. That's why from the 1800s till the 1970s, every fucking police officer's last name is O'Leary.
Which is funny, because like now I remember a whole bunch of cartoons when I was a kid where all the policemen were Irish. Like I just never understood why all the policemen and all of the Looney Tunes cartoons were Irish. But I guess
it's because they figured out the way to attain power and get things changed in your community is to actually involve yourself in politics, become part of the police force that can protect your neighborhood. Hey, let's not join gangs anymore. Let's actually build our neighborhood and let's work in our community to make sure our community stays commutable.
Yeah,
and we can walk on the streets comfortably and shit.
Right.
So, just a little history lesson for y'all.
Yeah, it's great how much the show just kind of parallels history. Obviously, there's fiction thrown in there for just like dramatization, but it does parallel like situations that occurred during that time period, which is highly appreciated. I fucking love that aspect.
Yeah,
of the
like
show.
the season 2, they had a bomb go off in Chinatown,
Right.
and apparently that actually, like, not necessarily that's how it happened, but there was a bomb that went off in Chinatown during the 1860s. So a lot of things play off of each other that actually happen in real life in this show, and just speaks to the writing.
Yeah, and
Who,
like
a toy, she plays, the lady who plays the toy, she is one of the writers on this show. So
oh yeah, that's right. Shout outs to I had her name up here just a second ago.
man, we do bad
but
with
whatever.
names, y'all. We do a lot of shows, a lot of doing.
A lot of things to catch up with or keep up with. But before we get out of here, just what did you think of this last fight scene? But because I just saw this movie called The Last Voyage of Demeter, and it was very, one of the things that's kind of irked me about it was that it's a horror movie, but all the kills just kind of were the same. And after 3 seasons, this show still finds creative ways to absolutely brutalize people. What did you think of just this scene with Leary? I think he fights 6 guys at the end of this episode. What do you think
It
of this one?
is 5 guys.
5 guys.
And
Like 5 guys in a sandwich.
yeah, he ate their lunch too. Hey, he's like, I don't even like Five Guys. I'm more of a Popeyes KFC kind of guy.
Yeah.
And I'm about to give y'all a 2-piece and a biscuit. Bop, 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 bop. Gave him work.
Right?
Gave
Oh my
him work.
gosh.
I was sitting there watching this with Sarah. Shout out to Sarah. I was sitting there watching it with Sarah, and I was like, "Oh, these niggas don't know what they just got themselves into." And she had never seen the show before. She's watching this shit, or she's been watching the show, but she'd never seen Leary. Because I realized Leary in this season hasn't had to whoop nobody's ass.
That's right. He's been playing the politician this season. Yeah.
Right, but I was like, oh, watch this. And then they just went to thumping on him. And she was like, so what's up with the Irish dude? Why is he like a super Irishman? And I was like, that's just who that nigga is. He's that nigga. I was like, I don't know.
Yeah. In the first
depressed?
season, he took
He's
the Captain
Catholic?
America suit.
Like, I don't know why. He got a lot of shit going on, man. Got a lot of shit going on.
Yeah. Larry's a complicated character because he's been such a villain for the whole show basically, and he's still pretty much an antagonist to our main characters. But I was totally rooting for him in this moment, and I was like, "Fuck yeah!" Like I was totally down for this whole scene.
Well, it just goes to show you how immigrants were set to to be pitted up against each other.
Yeah,
Immigrants were never accepted in this country. They were used in this country. Mm-hmm. Like Strickland goes on to say in previously in the episode, this is about making money.
right.
And I'll use they asses up. If you think I'm not fixing to use this cheap labor that's coming in across the border, then you fucking crazy.
Right.
Like, because your people will do the same work for twice the money and half as well. And I was like, God damn. Like, I know that, but this nigga told you that to your face. Like you wouldn't just throw him off the top of that motherfucking balcony. Like, he said that to your face. So, yeah, I was like, oh, it's some big things to come between these two. And I don't think it would be in Leary's self-interest. Like, him personally, I don't think he'd get anything out of not just pummeling this dude to death. Like, I don't think he's going to get something out of that. I think he got to break this dude down and really affect his life. Fucking destroy everything around him type shit.
Yeah.
Real gangster shit.
Yeah, for sure. Like, it's gonna get really Marty Scorsese around here, right. And like Leary says, and I agree with this, that he's the only kind of person that could take down someone like Strickland, because he does have that political mindset. He is a very smart person, but he's also a gangster, and that combination is very dangerous to someone like Strickland.
But we did forget one thing. I just want to mention before we get out of here that Chow, got caught up with Happy Jack's crew because he killed Happy Jack, right. And he decides, Assam decides he's gonna leave, so there is no one to steal the chop. You get me?
Yeah, I do think that because Assam is like, I don't think we mentioned this earlier, that he's actually going to be ratting out the tongs to Lee and Secret Service guy, but it feels like, and that's to get his girlfriend out of jail, and it feels like he's gonna pull some Jackson Teller type trickery to make sure everybody comes out whole, and he still gets his girlfriend out, but we'll see how that works out. But that leads to...
Well, that's what he's trying to do. But Chow done got tied up. So now Chow got to make a move to make Chow whole. He don't give a fuck.
Yeah. Like, now that Happy Jack's crew is up on shit, he tells them, he's like, hey, I know where what is he gonna tell? Is it like where the plates are gonna be?
The plates are, yeah. Okay. And that doesn't actually make everybody whole. That actually that hurts the Hopway a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about.
That kind of explodes everything.
Some is just out here being stupid as fuck.
No, well, that's what I mean by, like, he's gonna make because in Sons of Anarchy there's always like the surface thing where it's like, I think there was like season 3 where it seems like Jax is about to spoiler alert, is about to like rat out the whole gang, and then it turns out he turns everything around on fucking the ATF agent, and then everybody turns.
I don't think that's what he's doing. He's direct. I think he's directly trying to harm the Hopway so that he can get her out of there in time, so that they don't have anybody chasing their ass.
Right.
I don't think that they're. I think he's making really bad decisions that are going to affect a lot of people without taking any of that into account.
Yeah, and especially with now Chow telling Happy Jack's crew about everything, it's definitely gonna blow up in a
and we've seen the trailers, like, it's gonna go down in the next episode. So I can't wait.
Man, let's hop in the DeLorean right now. Just kick it to Thursday so we don't have to wait. You know what I'm saying?
Ready? Let's go.
Let's do it.
Everybody,
we'll see y'all in the future.
Check us out on Thursday. Actually, it'll be probably Friday morning. Check us out. We're going to be right here talking about the Hopway and the Long G and everybody outside the Chinatown and in the pond. Everybody in the pond, all the ducks. We're going to talk about them, man. Shucky, ducky, quack.
Yeah, we're talking ducks. We're talking onions. It's going to get real... I was about to say it's gonna get real sticky next Thursday. I was like, I'm not about to say that. That's what we talk. But
it's a bunch of itchy onions over here, and we gonna get sticky.
Guys, thank you for listening to the Drunk Banthas podcast. We do this every once in a while, so go ahead and leave a like and subscribe so you can get updates on new videos. Check us out on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Twitter, IG, TikTok, likewise, all the internet things at the Drunk Banthas. Stay safe, my little gangsters, and may the force be with you.